Meanwhile, at Rogues Gallery Comics and Games.
Hello, and welcome to...
Hello!
And welcome to Rogues Gallery and Loose Cannon!
Welcome to three nerdy white guys sitting in the bowels of a comic shop.
How you doing?
On Super Bowl Sunday. Hey, how's it going?
On Super Bowl Sunday.
What is this, issue 5?
Of the Super Bowl?
Yes,
Yes.
issue 5.
It is, issue 5 of the Super Bowl.
Yep.
I have a repulsor thing that I don't know how to put on.
Well, that's the problem that Tony had when he was
It
drunk.
straps around, but you have to have lady wrists to put that on, or be a small child because it's designed for small children. Oh, you do have lady wrists. Never mind.
I have dainty wrists. But I always wanted to be a hand model for Iron Man toys. Alright, so today we are, speaking of Iron Man, you can see the stuff behind us, we got some propaganda. We are talking about one of Marvel's new Point One issues.
Yeah, and this is their big initiative that they're going to basically put point one at the end of a bunch of issues because
But please don't say initiative because you're talking about Marvel.
0 issues wasn't confusing enough.
Yeah.
-1 issues, which in the 90s wasn't confusing enough.
right.
They're adding point one to various issues. So next week is like Wolverine 5.1.
And what is their purpose for this?
Okay, now the whole goal of this, and I think it's a laudable goal, is a jumping on point for all their series. So point one, even no matter what the number in front of it is, point one means, oh, this is the first issue anybody can jump into. Come see what this book is like.
And so the Wolverine one is probably going to be about 700 pages.
Exactly.
Well, here's what, I don't know what you guys thought from everything they said. I thought what they meant was, oh, cool, a fun, entertaining story that doesn't have a lot of continuity, that will let people jump into the book and see, oh, this is what it's like. This is maybe a quick
like how
fight.
people used to read comics.
You know how every comic used to be.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the first one they did out of the gate was Invincible Iron-Man number 500.1. And I don't know about you, I thought this will probably be good. Fraction's a solid writer, he's been doing some interesting stuff with Invincible Iron-Man.
Definitely.
I just fell off the book. It's good, but it just wasn't grabbing me anymore.
Yeah, I've heard that.
After that first hardcover, the first hardcover is excellent.
Yeah.
And Warren Ellis's Extremis before that is really good.
Right.
But yeah, it just wasn't doing it for me anymore.
Yeah, that's fair.
In small part due to Salvador Larroca's obscene photo referencing in every single frame.
It is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I've read 20-some issues of the 500 issues there have been, which is incorrect, by the way, because it's actually been about 26, because Marvel keeps fucking with the numbering. And the numbering's become completely meaningless, and the point one's another example of that. But really, the point one is the smallest problem with Invincible Iron-Man 500.1.
Yeah, it's an AA episode, and it's literally an AA issue of Tony sitting in there giving his whole spiel, but being very vague, but it's backed by panels of what he's talking about.
Well, he's giving what in Alcoholics Anonymous they call an anniversary speech, which is if you hit a certain milestone in your sobriety, like say, you've got, 30 days, 6 months, a year.
6 months?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I know, Jason.
What milestone is building an iron suit and getting into it?
Yeah, exactly. So the conceit of this is that he's having it, and they carefully avoid him saying what anniversary it is,
right?
Because then they would
be old.
Yes, they don't want to make him old or anything,
right?
I
was in the Korean War.
All this bullshit has happened to him. When that happens, you generally go up, you get some kind of little poker chip that says congratulations for not being drunk. And you tell, you tell your little story, you give a little testament. And so that's what he's nominally doing here. Whilst kind of being really vague, somewhat manipulative, and lying through his teeth at times, which is not really what you're supposed to do at a fucking AA meeting.
Yeah, by the way, though, if you want to know what AA is like, this issue, while not telling you shit about Iron Man and what Invincible Iron Man is like, it's really great for telling you what AA is like in the Marvel Universe.
It's backed by all of these panels. It's like Tony's talking, but it really gives you what he's actually talking about in the panel that his AA buddies aren't seeing, like Fin Fang Foom and all sorts of stuff that you will have no fucking idea what he's talking about.
And it's really, really heavy-handed too. Like he says something, and then the hammer came down. You're like, oh my god, really?
Yeah, and it's like, oh, I guess that's Justin Hammer, and then that's Obadiah Stane, and blah 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 blah. And it's just like, you wouldn't know any of this,
right.
If you weren't pretty well versed in Iron Man.
So
Hell, I missed some
the
stuff.
nominal point of this, it completely fails at,
Well-
which is being a jumping on point.
Well, and the other thing it fails at is not only being a jumping on point, but being something that makes you want to read further its Invincible Iron-Man. Unless you're a huge AA meeting fan.
Yeah.
You're
Well-
like, oh, I guess this is what the book's about. He never gets in the armor and fights anybody.
Right.
And not only
It's an
that,
indie
I mean,
comic.
it really, like, the ending is just like, wow, this guy's a manipulative prick. I hope one of his
Yeah.
enemies kills him
Yeah,
soon.
after Robert Downey Jr. spent so much time making Tony Stark fun and cool and a prick you could root for,
Yeah.
this guy's just a dick.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I'm obscenely wealthy, handsome, I can have any girl I want.
Oh,
I'm an
woe is
Avenger.
me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he actually comes out and says, yeah, like, you know, directly addresses some girl in the room.
Yeah.
And says, oh, you know, I got your number before the show just to prove that I could do it. Sorry about that, Toots.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna call you. And it's just like, oh my god, they would like throw you out of the room for that.
Yeah.
First of all, that's a big no-no. You're
Yeah.
not supposed to, like, you know, use Alcoholics Anonymous as your dating pool.
This place sounds lame. I mean, you can make a guy with
Yeah.
a giant robot suit who kicks ass alongside a Norse god and a World War II super soldier. Makes him sound like a pussy.
Yes, yes, it does.
So fuck this AA stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind, you know, him being all that douchey if he wasn't sitting up there nominally, like, apologizing for being a douche. It's like, I'm sorry I'm a douche, but I'm a great big douche, and I'm really doucherific at it. It's like, fuck you.
You know what would have
But I got
been
a cool suit.
I got a suit on.
You know what would have been a better story for 500.1?
No.
Anything.
Well, okay.
Yeah, he doesn't kick any ass in it at all. It's all like, I'm kind of gonna reference this awesome battle I had, but I'm not really gonna show you or tell you about it. And it's just, it's a clip episode
Yeah, it is. It totally is. And
on a very special Iron
Except
Man.
without any repulsor rays.
and
What the
here's
fuck?
my I hope to God this is an anomaly. Because if all their point one issues are like this, we're gonna have a lot of people dropping Marvel Comics by the end of the month. Okay?
Well, yeah, I think somebody, you know, somewhere in Fraction's mind, he was like, "Ooh, an AA meeting. That'd be a great framing device."
And it could have been.
It could have been
A framing device,
Then
yeah.
he just kind of drops it.
It
Yeah.
belongs as a backup story in an annual.
Yeah. Yeah, or 2 pages of him at AA, 20 pages of him fighting the fucking melter. How about that?
Right.
Or alcoholism. That
Or
would have
alcohol-
been much better.
What
it
if,
had
yeah,
just
what if
been
alcoholism came to life
Iron
and wore an
Man.
Iron Man suit?
Yes, versus armored alcoholism.
Yes, that'd be great.
Is awesome.
Yeah, there should be an anti-Iron Man instant alcohol.
I'm powered by whiskey fumes. Just like your old armor, Tony.
I am Iron Man.
Just without the suit or the chicks.
So if you have any other comments on this, post them below, or post them in the comments on YouTube or on loungegeeks.com, or send us an email. I'll put it at the bottom. I can't remember what it is right now. We'll see you next time on Loose Cannon.